Hello, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is I've Got Guts, a podcast about living and thriving with chronic illness.
And all the things that take guts to say out loud.
We're here to talk about the hard stuff, the stuff that's messy, complicated, and often left unsaid.
From chronic illness to everyday life, we're creating space for honest conversations, real connection, and a lot of laughs along the way.
And just so we're clear, we are not medical professionals. We're just two best friends sharing what we've learned and what we're still figuring out.
So you don't have to do it alone.
Hello, everyone.
And welcome back.
Happy Monday.
We're happy you're here with us.
What do you think, thorns and roses?
Let's do it. Why don't we do roses first?
Ooh, roses first.
Yeah, I feel like we both have really good roses. You start.
So my rose is that Anthony's Christmas present came to life this past Thursday.
And you headed where?
To the Sabres game in Buffalo. So Anthony is actually a LA Kings fan, and they were playing the Sabres. So we went to the game. Even though I'm a Sabres fan, I represented the Kings for Anthony. They unfortunately lost. But fortunately, the Sabres kept up their streak.
There we go.
Yeah, they have not been on a streak like this in quite a while.
And did you spot that saber-toothed tiger that gives lap dances to moms?
Yes, he was actually right in our section. He was doing the thing where he like bangs the drum, you know, and then everybody says, but then he was messing with people. And so the guy that was sitting next to us was from Pittsford, which isn't that far from us. So we ended up becoming friends with him, and I told him the story, and he thought it was so funny that he passed the story down to like his daughter and his wife, and like the lady at the end of the row was like, "Oh my God, this tiger is right near me. Like, what do I do to not get a lap dance?"
That's a riot.
But actually, so the tiger is fun, like, and all the ushers in our section actually had like those blow up guitars or whatever. And they were like going up and down, like with their guitar, like getting everybody involved. Like it was just so much fun. We were so close. So it was so cool to like be that close and see the action. And there's just, the energy was just crazy there that night.
Right. That's so awesome. I love that you guys got to do that. And I love that you had that experience. Super fun. Yeah. But you did say the roads were kind of bad, right?
Horrible. Like there was a 50-car pileup on the thruway on the way there.
Right. I heard about that. Actually, our friends Matt and Amy were coming to visit this weekend, and Amy texted me and asked about it, and then she realized it was way past where we met on the way.
Yeah, so it actually rerouted us, and we had to take back roads through the country, and it was a blizzard, and nothing was plowed. And the roads were like these huge hills.
Oh, that's so stressful.
Anthony keeps telling people it took us 2 hours to get there. It actually took us a little bit closer to 3.
Oh my goodness. And you were late for the game, right?
40 minutes.
Insane.
Yeah, so we thought that was smart, but it wasn't, because when we left, we waited for 45 minutes to get out of the parking garage.
Stop it. Did you kind of leave before the game was over, or you waited?
Yeah. And we were at the very top.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So you had
not smart, never doing that again.
Yeah. That's really frustrating. That's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh, but besides that,
it was a really good rose.
And you got home safely.
We got home safely. Crazy. I was exhausted, like never gone to work on 5 hours of sleep.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Went to work, came home, and actually we went to the Rochester Americans game, which is the Rochester Hockey League.
It's just hockey, and more hockey for you over here,
you know what? It was so much fun. So it was a good rose-filled hockey weekend.
Oh, I love it. Well, hey, speaking of a rose-filled hockey weekend.
Oh, you had one too?
Me too over here. So the best weekend. Connor had a hockey tournament, and it started on Friday and it went through the weekend. And I couldn't go see his first game. Obviously,
yeah, because you said it was Friday morning.
It was 8:15 a.m. And, I could make it to his afternoon game, but I wasn't going to be able to make the morning one. So we have Live Barn, and our friend Liz let me borrow her login, and I watched the game. And it was 8:15 and 9:15. And I put it on my smart board. So as my students were entering,
they got to see.
They're like, what's going on? I'm like, well, your morning work choice is check out this game or read a book. But it's like a very soft start. Everyone's like unpacking, morning routine, going to breakfast. Like, so.
Did they all choose to watch the game?
They were like loving it so much. So that was super fun. And then our friends, Matt and Amy, and their kids, Tessa and Ryan, they all came out to visit. Amy had to come out here for a orc thing on Saturday. So the whole crew came and they drove late Friday night and they got in at like midnight. And they were here all weekend and we had the best time. Like whenever they come, we have the best time. Like Connor loves playing with Tessa and Ryan. He's so patient and so good with them. And, you know, Connor ended up losing his hockey, like losing every game in the hockey tournament, but they played so good. They played against these incredible teams from Canada and Buffalo. And it was just, you know, it was a nice lesson to be learned that like, even though you're not winning, right? It's not always about winning. It's
how you play the game.
Yeah. And we watched them really come together and they played so well and strengthened their own skills as a team after each loss, you know, and they really held their own. My gosh, so my heart is pumping. My heart is in my throat.
Oh my God.
So stressful.
When we went to Connor's game last weekend, first of all, I was amazed by him. I don't think I told you this, but when he came out of the changing room or whatever, he came over to me. I was like, Connor, I was like, okay, I'm going to say a bad word. Is that okay? He goes, yeah. I was like, you are a bad ass. And he was like, yeah, I am.
Yeah, I know it.
He's so good.
He's come a long way. He's come a long way. And actually, after the game this morning, they had open skate. And Tessa is just learning how to skate. So Connor and Tessa went out on the ice. And I remember him just starting with the little pusher. And there's Tessa doing the same thing. And Connor's helping her. It was just the sweetest. So we've really had lots of hockey games. I think it ended up being 5 hockey games.
Wow.
But it was super fun. And, you know, it was good to see them too and spend some quality time together.
Yeah. So, you know what? Weekends with friends you don't get to see all the time just fill you up so much. It's like sometimes you just need it.
Yes. And it's like, and then, you know, the boys go to bed, the kids go to bed, and Amy and I are up just like catching up on life. And before you know it, it's 3:30 a.m.
No.
I mean, it's just like crazy, but such a great weekend. And I just discovered a new cocktail I like.
Ooh.
And it's called Good Boy. Oh, no, I'm Good Boy or Good Dog. It's like a vodka brand.
So as you said, it's kind of like a high noon.
It's kind of like a high noon, yeah. So good. And the proceeds go towards helping dogs in need.
Oh, which sign me up.
Yes, and they carried it at the bar at the rink, and I'm like in love. It was such a yummy drink. So it was the best weekend. Overall, heart's very full. So.
Good. I love that.
Lots of rink time, lots of cold time, but it was a good time.
It's worth it. Hockey's so much fun. I decided I could just watch hockey all the time.
Yes, it is so much fun. So much fun. Nice and fast, just the way I like it.
Yep.
And a temperature you always know what it is. Cold. No wind.
Exactly. You'll be prepared.
No wind. You don't have to worry about like rain. You're just constant temperature of coldness.
Yeah.
All right, let's do our thorns. What was yours, Rome?
Oh, my thorn has to do with poop.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I have been on this crazy cycle of I only poop on the weekend.
No.
I don't go all week. But, you know, here's the thing. Most people are uber aware of it. Like, they're like, after 2 days, they know they haven't gone. Yep. I don't feel it. I can go the whole week. And then by Friday, I'm kind of like, ugh. It's more like I know I should go to the bathroom than I feel like I need to go. It's like I have to pop a laxative, and then it's like exploding.
Right.
It's just like a really bad cycle. And with my surgery coming up this week, I asked the doctor if he wanted me to bowel prep, and he was like, I'm not a monster. And I was like, sir, I don't know if you know what you're going to encounter when you get in there. So I'm not going to do a full colonoscopy prep, but I'm going to take laxatives at least tonight, tomorrow, and then I'm going to do an enema Wednesday night because, or else they're going to get in there and it's going to be like the last time, and it's just going to be, I'm going to be full of shit.
Literally.
To
the brim, yes.
Because if I'm not going, like I just went today, that means I won't go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
That's a lot of days.
And
then you're going under the knife, and 100%, I agree. I would do the same thing.
Yeah. God. Shitty thorn.
Poopy thorn.
What's your thorn?
Mine's more of an upper thorn. My swallowing. I just am really on the struggle bus getting food in me. And I'm just going to say it, guys. Alcohol helps.
It
seems to relax things. The last time I had a really, really good meal and it all went down and I felt good. We were at Dinosaur Barbecue and I had these delicious tequila drinks. So I literally said to you on Friday, I'm like, I'm just hungry. I'm like, that's it. I'm going to go home and rip some shots and, get some
you
eating
ate a
done.
lot.
I did eat a lot this weekend. I definitely was very mindful, but like,
it's hard to do.
That's hard to do, right? Like you don't want to be getting after it.
You can't maintain that.
You can't maintain that. That's like a lifestyle choice. That's probably not the best. But now I'm going to blank. So Amy and I were talking about this, and there's a drink that she has been drinking. It's not alcoholic. Oh my gosh. I'm going to forget what the name is, but it's got magnesium in it.
Okay.
And it's like a carbonated drink, almost like a seltzer soda type of thing. I'm blanking on the name. I'm going to have to ask her again.
It's not like Celsius or anything like that.
No, nope. And she's like, I take it and it like helps to just relax and kind of sedate you. So anyway, she's like, well, maybe that would work. I'm like, right, because whatever is in the actual alcohol is relaxing my esophagus, but I also think like helps to break down the food, so it's a matter of finding something that can do that. And I'm not looking to go on another prescription med. So
no.
And I know some people can make that suggestion of different meds I could be taking. But it's definitely magnesium and something else.
Is it Recess?
That's it. Recess.
Yeah, Recess.
Yes.
Actually, Ruben, this looks delicious. Like peach ginger, tropical bliss, strawberry rose.
Yeah. And you can get them like, she buys them in bulk on Amazon, but I'm going to just like go to Target. They sell them at Target too.
Berry.
Yeah. And just try to see, like, if it's too sweet, I might not be able to do it. But yeah, so I'm just looking for some type of liquid, something to take to just relax it a little bit, but that won't impair me like alcohol does,
this
right?
Is actually not a bad, I wonder if I can have it if it doesn't have fake sugar, because magnesium helps you go to the bathroom.
Ooh, all right. Well, stay tuned, listeners, because we'll keep you posted. We're going to get some Recess.
We're going to get some Recess.
Yeah, you know what? I love this.
Perfect drink for teachers. Name it Recess.
Recess. And actually, now I want to know the backstory of this. All right. We're going to have to do some more investigating.
We're going to have to do some.
All right. Well, before we get into our episode today, let's do a quick shout out to our sponsor, Cozy Earth, and a very important heads up about this.
Yeah. So Cozy Earth is actually lowering their base prices in March, which is great news, but it also means our discount is changing.
So right now you can still get 41% off with our code IGG, but that ends on February 28th. And after that, the discount drops to 21%.
But even with the lower prices, it's still the best deal you can get out there. Right now is your last chance to lock in the biggest savings.
Right. So if you've been thinking about upgrading your sleep, now is the time. Their bamboo sheets are unbelievably soft and temperature regulating. The towels feel like a spa, and the loungewear is basically what we live in.
And they offer a 100-night sleep trial, a 10-year warranty, so there's really no risk. Head to Cozy Earth and use code IGG to get 41% off through February 28th. Your body will thank you.
It sure will. All right. Well, let's get into our episode today. Yeah. It's a real personal one for both of us.
It is.
We're talking about surgery, but not just the physical part. We're talking about the emotional side of it, the fear, the anxiety, and for a lot of people, the trauma that can come with medical experiences.
Yeah, especially when you've had a surgery before that did not go the way it was supposed to.
I wonder anyone in this room is in that boat. So if you're listening and you're preparing for surgery or supporting someone who is, or you've had a medical experience that still lives in your body, this episode is for you.
Yes, and we want to say this right up front. However you're feeling about surgery is valid. Fear does not mean that you are weak. It means that your nervous system is trying to protect you. So for me, surgery is a bit complicated.
Yeah.
So in 2017, I had I guess I've been saying this the wrong way because my surgeon for this week corrected me when I said it. I say Nissen fundoplication, but it's like Nissen or something like that. So however it's pronounced, Nissen. I had that kind of a fundoplication for acid reflux, which at the time, it felt like a very hopeful solution, right? I was told it was routine, it was low risk, something that would quote unquote fix the problem. But during that surgery, my vagus nerve was damaged, and that one complication changed everything. the vagus nerve, we've talked about this a million times. It controls digestion, motility, nausea, fullness, basically the entire communication system between your brain and your gut. And when mine was injured, I developed gastroparesis and ineffective esophageal motility. But gastroparesis means that my stomach no longer empties properly. So food just kind of sits. And I deal with chronic nausea, pain, bloating, early fullness, unpredictable flares. And the reality that something meant to improve my quality of life actually created a lifelong condition instead. And that's the part people don't talk about enough. We're taught to think of surgery as this like end point, like a fix, a solution, a way forward. But sometimes surgery isn't a finish line. Sometimes it's the beginning of a completely new reality. So when I say surgery is complicated for me, what I really mean is I carry trauma in my body. I carry fear into every operating room, not because I don't trust doctors, but because I've lived what can happen when rare complications happen to you. And it makes every future medical decision heavier because it's never just a procedure. It's risk, it's history, and the knowledge that even well-intended interventions can change your life in ways that no one can predict.
And I think it's important to say this out loud because when people talk about surgery, we don't always talk about what happens when things do go wrong, right?
Exactly. And right now, as I'm preparing for this exploratory surgery for endometriosis, all of those memories come back. The fear, the what ifs, the loss of trust. My body remembers. And even though this is a different surgery, a different potential diagnosis, a different doctor, my nervous system doesn't know that. All it knows is last time something went wrong.
Right.
Last time I went in hoping for relief and came out with a lifelong illness. So it's not just about this procedure. It's about history. It's about sitting in that pre-op room and feeling your heart race for like reasons you can't fully explain. It's about your brain saying you're safe while your body is saying, wait, we've been here before.
No, turn around, get out.
There's like a kind of medical trauma that doesn't live in your thoughts. It lives in your tissues, your breath, your stomach, your sleep, and it shows up when you least expect it, when you sign the consent forms, right?
Yes.
When they put the IV in, when you're told again that the risks are low. I'm doing this surgery because I need answers, because I deserve care, because I deserve relief, but I'm also doing it while carrying the reality that sometimes medicine helps and sometimes it leaves marks that never fully fade. And both of those truths exist at the same time.
Yes. And that fear makes complete sense because your body learned something from that experience, right?
Sure did.
And I can still picture going in for some surgeries and, they take your blood pressure. It's like 198 over 100 and something crazy. And I'm like, not nervous at all over here.
Right, exactly.
Oh my God, I'm sweating. There was one surgery I remember going in and I like legit sweat through my underwear.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like I pissed myself. But
yeah.
I did not. I was like, I'm going to take this off, throw it away anyway. Like it's just like your body remembers.
Reacts, right? It remembers.
And reacts. Yes. And when I was told that I needed a Heller myotomy with fundoplication for my achalasia, you heard that room. I think I was driving when I called you and told you this. And leading up to my Heller myotomy, I was not in a good space. I was really on the struggle bus. So for me, hearing this, I was like, all right, I'm a candidate. This is an answer. It's going to give me my life back. But Room, you heard the word fundoplication and immediately was like, you cannot get this surgery.
Yeah, because in my mind, I was like, absolutely not. I do not want you to end up like me.
Yes, and that fear was real and valid and very protective.
Yeah, but what's important is that even though the words sounded the same, the surgeries were different. Mine was for reflux. Yours was for achalasia and esophageal motility.
Yes. And thankfully, my outcome was very, very different than yours. But that moment really showed us how surgery can carry emotional weight, not just for the patient, but for the people who love them too.
Yep. I think I cried for like days leading up to your surgery.
Right?
And you didn't even know about it.
I didn't even know about it. I'm just like bebopping around. I'm like, woo, getting a Heller myotomy with a fundoplication and hopefully I can eat again.
Oh my God. But surgery can trigger anxiety, fear of the unknown, fear of pain, fear of losing control.
Yes. And, when you live with chronic illness or just medical trauma in general, it can also bring up depression, grief, or a sense of hopelessness.
Mm-hmm. And this is not being dramatic. This is just your nervous system responding to a perceived threat.
And understanding that is the first step in preparing, not just your body, but your mind. Mm-hmm. And that mental preparation I found for myself was exactly what I needed to do to get through those moments. And research actually shows that people who mentally prepare for surgery often experience less pain, smoother recoveries, and shorter hospital stays.
But this isn't about just stay positive.
No. Yeah, so go back and listen to our toxic positivity. Yeah. You know how we feel about that. It's actually about creating safety and supporting your mind so that your body can heal.
Yeah, so let's talk about some practical prep. What helps? So I think a big one is education and communication. So one of the biggest things that helps is understanding what's going to happen. Ask questions, talk to your surgeon, talk to anesthesia. I personally do deep dives. I go on Instagram and I find people who have had the same procedure as me and what their experience was, like how prep was, how recovery was, things they needed to help them recover, questions to ask the doctor. And I actually talked about this the other day, and you did not know about this, but I go on Reddit and I find a thread or I start a thread about my upcoming procedure. And that is a really great way to get good information. I actually had a few doctors respond to my thread about my upcoming procedure. Doctors that do this procedure as that's their focus. Mm-hmm. And it was so extremely helpful in helping me map out some pre-op questions for my doctor, buying some items that would be critical for my recovery. I happen to thrive on the more information, the better, though. I flood myself with it, and that's how I personally cope.
Yeah. And for some people like you, for you, it works really well. Right. For some people, knowledge doesn't make surgery scarier. It makes it less mysterious, right?
Yep.
But for some, too much knowledge or getting too many other people's thoughts and opinions can be overwhelming. And that's okay too. You really just have to do what feels best for you and your situation. For me, I'm not a huge researcher. I'll just dip my toe in, kind of check things out. I can't. Mentally, I know myself, and doing a deep dive like that won't serve me because then the what ifs start in my head.
Yeah.
And the one thing I could kind of compare it to is childbirth. When I was pregnant with Connor, I dropped out of those classes they make you take. Yeah. I didn't go. I'm like, I don't want to know. I just believe that I'm going to get through this and my body can do this. I don't want to know. And nobody could believe that they're like, don't you want to know what to experience or how you're going to feel? I go, Our bodies are made to have babies, and I think I'm going to be all right. Yeah. I don't think all these years ago there were classes, right? And people had babies, no problem.
Right.
So that's what I can kind of relate it to. And I went into that experience knowing that it was going to be all right. It's need to know basis. Give me my just need to knows. And then I like to just focus on the end result of what it's going to achieve for me, which is results, relief.
We're the opposite, and that's okay.
Yes, right. Yes, exactly.
It's what works for us.
Exactly. It's what works for you, for your mind, for your body, and what's just going to feel good because only you know that,
And then I think this is actually a huge one. Plan for rest, not productivity. Mm-hmm. We need to talk about that rest. There's so much pressure to bounce back, to be the good patient, the strong one, the person who's up and moving and answering emails 2 days after surgery.
Yeah, and that mindset can actually make recovery harder because when you go into healing with a productivity mindset, you end up fighting your body instead of listening to it. You push through pain, you minimize your symptoms, you feel guilty for sleeping, you tell yourself you should be doing more when your body is literally trying to repair tissue. Mm-hmm. And I am not famous for this at all.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. It is so hard. I can't sit on the couch. Sean has to belt me down to the couch to really sit down and just in general. It's something very hard for me. I love to be moving, doing. I struggle with that. So it's definitely have to be mindful of it.
Yeah, not me. Sign me up. But I have been there so many times thinking like, I'll just rest for a day or two and then I'll get back to normal. And every single time it backfires. Instead, I have to mentally plan for that downtime, not as a failure, not as a setback, but as it's part of my treatment plan. Like that's kind of how you have to think of it. Rest isn't laziness, it's healing. It's your nervous system recalibrating. It's inflammation settling. It's your body saying, I need energy to rebuild, not to perform.
Right. And it's like taking care of yourself, right? It's taking care of yourself, especially with all of us out there with chronic illness. Rest isn't always optional. No. We don't have the same margin of error. Our bodies are already working overtime just to function. So if you're facing surgery or really any medical recovery, give yourself permission ahead of time to do less, to be slower, to be quiet, to let healing be the only thing on your to-do list. Because healing is not something you hustle your way through. It's something you allow. And I think about you just recovering from your last egg retrieval, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like knowing that your body is different than everybody else's, right? And knowing that you have to honor that it sometimes takes a lot longer for you to recover than another normal human who does not have a chronic disease, right? And I was saying this, I think I was saying it to you, Room, the other day. Like I went to get up. We had a weekend and then I had a snow day. And I went to get up that Tuesday morning for work. And I'm like, I literally can't. Like those mornings and you wake up and you have that weight on you and you just feel like you can't do it. And Sean's like, oh, come on. You just had a snow day and all this time off. Right. But it doesn't matter. Yeah. Because I'm laying there and my body is trying to digest food and my esophagus has like barely any motility and I'm struggling. So yeah, I did have a restful snow day and a pretty relaxing weekend. Right. I don't know why I still feel like garbage. I just do. It's just
the way our bodies work sometimes.
Yeah, it's the reality of, living with achalasia, right?
This guy started a page on Facebook about like his wife having endometriosis. And I just sent Anthony this post that he did. And it was like how to best help your wife recover from the surgery. And his biggest tip was she needs to rest. So like you have to notice when the dishes need to be done, when a meal needs to be prepped, when her medicine needs to be given to her. Like you literally just have to go around and do all the things because stress is really bad and just like ensure that she's all the time resting, like in bed, sleeping, force her to do those things. Don't give her anything to think about because she needs to be resting. Right. He was basically saying like sleep and rest is the only way she's going to heal faster. Yeah, right. That is so true.
It is. You got to take care of yourself. You really, really do.
Yeah. And I think another big one is preparing your space. So set up your recovery space ahead of time, like meds, water, phone charger, comfy clothes. Make it easy on yourself. And I know for me, this is another big one in easing my nervousness surrounding a procedure. I got so many good tips from people who have been through this procedure that I am about to have. Like some were in person, some were from social media, but I bought myself things that may seem ridiculous to some people, but I know having them is going to give me such peace of mind. Yeah. Like I bought a nightgown because so many people said that wearing pants hurt their incisions.
I love a good
So I'm
nightgown.
About to look like an Italian grandmother, and I don't even care about it.
I think of that sing sweet nightgown.
It's gonna be me. It's the funniest nightgown ever. I got a seatbelt pillow for the car ride back because people said that like the ride hurts really bad.
Yes, I don't know why I'm laughing. It just sounds like funny, but yes, it makes sense.
Yeah. I got a belly band to wrap around my incisions because you have to walk around like to get the gas out. But it hurts, and the belly band helps you be able to walk around a little bit. And I also got like the underwear they give you after you give birth.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those granny panties.
And they're so comfortable though. People don't realize how comfortable those underwear are. They're so comfortable. And I'll also be reaching out to family and friends to line up meals for the week that I'm recovering when Anthony is back at work. Like. Yeah. Doing these things genuinely eases my anxiety going into the actual procedure itself. Because I know when I come home, my space is clean. I have all the things that I need. I'm not going to be like, you have to go to the store and get me this. And I don't have this. And we got to order this on Amazon. That would stress me out.
Right. Yes, yes. You know what? I just had an idea of what I'm going to I'm obviously not going to cook for you. You don't want me. I'm just going to save you. But I'm going to have Chef Sean. We just had it last night. He makes a really good chicken pot pie casserole. You like chicken pot pie, right?
I do like chicken pot pie.
You would love it. And it has all the things that you can eat in it. And it's really very wholesome. And it makes it's like a good casserole that you can get a couple meals out of. So,
all right.
Okay. That's what Sean's going to do for you.
Thank you, Sean.
Chef Sean services. But thinking about just your environment in general, when your environment feels calm, right, your nervous system feels safer. And that's what it's all about. Yep. So for me, I deep clean the shit out of my house.
Same.
Like I want my house, I want every blanket to be washed, every baseboard to be wiped, floors to be deep cleaned, bathrooms to be scrubbed, I want my house to be so clean. So here's a funny story. So the night I had a really bad Raynaud's attack that I've never had that bad before, I thought something was wrong. In my mind,
you were like, I'm going to need to go to the hospital?
If I have to go to the hospital, this house is not in the best condition. So it's like a Tuesday, Wednesday night. I am like vacuuming. I'm washing the floors. I'm cleaning all the bathrooms. Sean's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I just feel like I needed a deep clean right now on like a Wednesday night, whatever it is. But in my nervous system, literally my brain is wired that way of like, you don't know that what you've never experienced this Raynaud situation this bad. And could the hospital be in my future? Probably not, but better have a clean house.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing all weekend. Yes. Things that I washed all of the blankets in Rena's crate. How is that affecting my recovery? No. I don't know, but knowing that they're clean.
You're going to lay there being right, because then you're just laying there after surgery and you can't get up and do the things that you normally do.
Right.
So you want to be able to look and be like, I love that I know that every blanket in her crate is clean. Or, I love that I dusted every crevice of the fan or like whatever it is. Right?
It is such a thing.
It is. So do whatever you need to do to your environment, your home, your house, your bedroom to make your space feel calm. So then that transfers to your body and your healing.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into some mind-body tools because we can't always control what's happening medically, but we can influence how our body experiences it.
Yeah, things like, I love guided meditation, visualization, deep breathing. It's not about pretending everything is fine or like thinking positively, but more so about just calming your nervous system before it goes into that full, fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
You want to bring that regulation. You want to bring that peace. You want to soothe yourself, and that's like always what I visualize in my mind. Like I'm just soothing myself. Yep. I'm taking care of me. I love to Amanda Francis just posted this thing about what she does when she can't sleep at night. And I think it's just a nice thing to do anyway, where you're just sitting with your eyes closed and you think like, yellow, beautiful, warm light is like showering down on you and it's showering on you. It makes you feel good. And now it's white light. And now the white light is shining down on you and it's warm. And then it's purple. And it's just like the visualization of this warm, loving light and energy, right? And it can just calm you because so much of this is out of our control. Let's use what we can control,
Yeah, and when you're stressed before surgery, your body releases stress hormones that can increase pain sensitivity, nausea, muscle tension, and anxiety. So even a few minutes of intentional breathing or grounding can help lower that stress response.
Yeah. And, I want to be clear. All of this doesn't replace medical care, right? It doesn't change the procedure. It doesn't guarantee outcomes, but it can change how your body enters this experience. And, 5 minutes the night before, 5 minutes in the waiting room, 5 slow breaths before they wheel you back. These moments matter. It's seeking peace and those little bite-sized moments where you can just calm yourself that add up over time, right? Leading into that operating room.
Yeah.
While you're sweating through your underwear and your blood pressure's through the roof.
Exactly. Well, speaking of, especially for people with medical trauma or chronic illness, those tools aren't about fixing fear. It's just about creating enough safety in the body to get through what you have to get through. It won't change what's happening, but it can change how it feels, and maybe you won't sweat through your underwear.
Yes. Okay, wait. So I just have to tell one other underwear story. Right before my gallbladder surgery, I feel like I told this, but this is in season 1, I told this story. So for you, those of you who are just kind of new with us, maybe you haven't heard this one yet. So I'm going in for gallbladder surgery and they send me into the room or whatever. And they're like, take off all your clothes. put on your gown. So I'm like, okay, let's take off all my clothes. But I'm like, I'm not taking off my underwear. Like, why do I have to take off my underwear? You don't have to get up my butt or in my vagina. Like, you're just taking out my gallbladder, which is basically like upper right. So I leave my underwear on and I change. And then they're wheeling me to different rooms. And then Sean's there with me. And that the nurse was like, and you have going through everything. She's like, and you have, all your jewelry off and you have you removed all your clothes. And I'm like, oh, I just left on my underwear. And she's like, no, really, you have to remove it all. I'm like, even my underwear? She's like, this is the protocol. So I'm like, okay. So she steps out. I take off my underwear. I'm like, well, what am I going to do with it? So I give it to Sean and he put it in his pocket. But like, because I don't know. Why couldn't I just had it on?
Yeah, I think in case they have to cath you or something like that.
I guess. So then Sean's like, Jesus, I got Lauren's underwear. He's like bright red. He's like, nobody knows you have my underwear in your pocket, you weirdo. Like, what? So that was actually like, I'm crying laughing. Like I was nervous about this surgery because
you needed a funny moment.
I needed a funny moment. And it was just like, here I am. And Sean's like all red in the face. And I'm like taking off my underwear. I'm like, oh my gosh. But it really it made us laugh.
Yeah.
Took the edge off, shifted my attention a bit. And, it felt good. It felt good. Mm-hmm. So if they tell you to take all your clothes off, they really mean it. Just do it. Be a good listener. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's talk about mental health support.
Yeah.
So if you've had medical trauma or even just a series of hard medical experiences, talking to a therapist can be incredibly helpful, not just because maybe you're too anxious, but because you're overreacting, but because your body has learned patterns of fear and that hypervigilance and that loss of that control, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just need that outside support. And those feelings don't just disappear because you're telling yourself to be calm, right? Sometimes you need that outside professional to support you and your mental well-being.
I've got my therapy session scheduled for the Monday after my surgery.
Yeah, there you go.
You need it.
Right.
And actually, some hospitals even offer pre-surgical counseling or behavioral health support, especially for patients with chronic illness or prior trauma. Yeah. And if they don't offer it, it's still okay to seek it out on your own. Having someone to help you process fears, set expectations, and regulate your nervous system before surgery can make a real difference in how supported you feel going in and how you recover afterward. Asking for mental health support is not weakness, it's wisdom.
I love that. I love that. And, I think so many times people are like, oh, you're in therapy? Why? What's wrong? Are you okay? Like, it's just, no, I'm just, I'm making a choice to support myself through all phases of life.
Exactly. That's what it's for.
Sure is. All right. Now let's talk about after surgery.
Yeah, recovery.
Okay. So after surgery, a lot of people feel emotionally unanchored. Mm-hmm. Your routine is gone. Your body feels different. You can't do the same things that you did right before, right?
Yep. So
and that's hard.
It is hard. And you have to kind of create like a gentle routine for yourself. Waking up, eating, walking at the same time to get that gas out.
Yeah.
And just having that little bit of a routine can restore a sense of control. And like celebrate the small wins. You stood up for the first time by yourself. You need less pain medication. You got through your first full day.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Those moments matter more than we realize. And I remember recovering from my Heller myotomy surgery. This is so me. I joined a virtual Zoom course.
Of course you did.
And it had weekly calls and reflection work. And honestly, it changed everything for me. I had that like one call, whatever it was, Wednesday night. I look forward to it. She gave us homework. We did. And it just like gave it. It was part of that structure and routine.
You had something to look forward to.
Exactly. And my body was healing, but my mind needed somewhere to go. That experience is actually what inspired me to create something similar for people preparing for or recovering from surgery. That's why I developed this course called The Mindset Flow, because of that. And I do have to say, I did also at the time use Mel Robbins' journal. She had like a daily journal. And I really liked that one because every morning I would get up and I would do that journal, but it gave you like different prompts and tasks. And it just helped to structure the day. Mm-hmm. I'm not someone who can just sit there and binge TV all day. Like that doesn't, like, to an extent, but like I need to like be doing something with my brain. Yeah. And I really love that like journal from Mel Robbins. That was another fun little tip.
So my story is going to show how different we are. After my tonsillectomy, we binge watched a show called Somebody Feed Phil. It's it's one of our favorite shows. Okay. So Phil is the creator of Everybody Loves Raymond. Mm-hmm. He is this Jewish guy from New York City. Mm-hmm. He's hysterical. He's got the accent. Yeah. It reminds me of home. My mom's from there. My family, like, you know what I mean? And he just travels the world trying new food. And after a tonsillectomy, I mean, it was pretty bad. I watched it to give me motivation to get back to eating because I may or may not have been a little stubborn after that procedure, and I may or may not have refused to eat or drink, and Anthony may or may not have had to call in reinforcements to try and convince me to do so. Mm-hmm. So it may sound silly to some, but it really helped me be like, okay, I can do this. I am going to eat that good food. So we all have our little strategies.
Right. You have to find and do what works for you, no matter what that is.
No matter what it is.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it.
All right. So closing out, if you're listening right now and you're scared, you're not alone. Preparing for surgery isn't about being brave. It's about being supported.
Your fear that you may be having makes sense. Your body makes sense. And however this journey unfolds for you, you're walking it the way you need to be.
And we're walking it with you.
Yes, we are.
All right. All right. So before we say goodbye, we need to talk about our sponsor, Cozy Earth. If you are ready to upgrade your sleep, your space, and your everyday comfort, head to CozyEarth.com and use our code IGG at checkout for the best discount you can find out there.
And are you loving the podcast? The best way to show it is by leaving a 5-star rating and a few kind words. It helps us keep growing and reaching others who need to hear they're not alone.
And be sure to join our email list. The link to sign up is in the show notes or in our bio on any of our social media platforms. Being a part of our email list is the best way to stay up to date on new episodes, special guests, recipes, book recs, and so much more.
You can also connect with us anytime on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook. Just search I've Got Guts Podcast or email us directly at I'veGotGutsPodcast@gmail.com.
Thank you so much for being here and being part of this community. We're so grateful for you.
Keep going.
Keep growing.
And always remember, you've got guts.